I'm a Londoner born and bred. 3 generations of my family have lived and worked alongside the Thames. And I want to show you how today it's even busier and a bigger part of our lives than ever.
Don't move! It's very difficult, to interview you while I'm counting.
How many have you got in there now?
God knows.
My journey will take me to its furthest reaches, from the Cotswolds in the west, cool, some size quarry, isn't it? To where the river meets the sea in the east.
They're all laughing over that side. Keep a straight face. I'm doing my best.
I'll meet people whose working lives depend on the Thames and who feel as passionately about it as I do.
We love our Thames. We're so lucky.
Best job in the world, Tom. Well, apart from yours, obviously.
I'll go behind the scenes of its most iconic landmarks. Oh, wow. Bang! And discover its hidden gems.
They do look sci-fi, don't they?
This is the River Thames as you've never seen it before. Hectic, hard-working, breathtaking, awe-inspiring. I can't wait. When I look at the Thames today, I see a river that's busier than ever before. Whether carrying materials for some of the biggest construction projects in the country or cargo from all around the world, it's working close to capacity. All along its banks, too, businesses are jostling for space. The Thames is keeping pace with our busy modern lives day and night. It's just gone 10 p.m. And while most people are crashed out in front of the telly and probably thinking about going to bed fairly soon, there's a little corner of London just a stone's throw from the Thames where for some, the day's just getting started. Covent Garden Market has been supplying London businesses with fruit and veg for over 350 years. But in the 1970s, the original market in Covent Garden in the centre of London closed down, and they moved to a new site south of the river, 100 yards from the Thames in 9 Elms. This is new Covent Garden Market. It occupies almost 60 acres and is the largest wholesale fruit and veg market in the UK. Traders here import produce from around the world before selling it on to many of the capital's top restaurants and hotels, as well as schools and hospitals. Blimey, Bruce, it's nippy in here.
Yeah, it's a fridge.
I suppose it is, isn't it? Yes. How long have you been doing this?
My dad got me involved with it when I was 17. I was here for a couple of days, and I thought, I'm just not going to be able to put up with these hours.
But you
35 years later, I'm still here. Yeah, so...
It's so quiet now.
It is quiet. By midnight, 12, 1 o'clock, it gets a bit manic here. It really does.
I'm quite looking forward to that. Bruce sells all sorts of veg direct to his customers, but specialises in mushrooms, which account for a whopping 70% of his business. I don't think I've ever seen so many button mushrooms in all of my life.
We do everything.
These are ridiculously large, aren't
Yeah.
they? Bulldog mushrooms.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get out of the way.
Oh, we've got nothing.
My cameraman's about to be squashed by 1,000 mushrooms. Before the market mayhem begins, Bruce has offered to show me around.
Right, Tony. Hi, this is Justin.
200 businesses have shelves piled high with an array of fresh produce from around the globe. So how's all this stuff got here?
I beg your pardon. Right, a lot of this produce comes through.
Look, if I'm interviewing you and you're eating a plum,
Yourself.
I'll have to have one too. Go on.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yourself.
how does it get here?
European stuff normally comes through the Channel Tunnel 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff out to like South America, South Africa, comes in via container. Like your Tilbury Docks, your London Gateway.
So all this came up the Thames?
Yes, sir.
Being here makes you realise the Thames is vital to keeping us well fed.
Thank you, sir, Toby.
Thank you, Sir Justin. But not everything here is destined for our hungry tummies. Does that say what I think it says?
It does indeed.
London Zoo
London
primates.
Zoo. So we supply the animals at London Zoo, and their policy is if you won't take it home and serve it to your family, don't send it into the animals.
Oh, really? So this isn't
All top
rubbish?
quality. All
Yeah.
top quality.
Look, there's a whole load here for birds.
every section's got their own dietary needs.
Reptiles, yeah.
Reptiles,
Yeah. Oh, that's
you know,
so cool.
fantastic.
Can you make it a bit less?
Yeah, no, I can't, I'm afraid, sorry.
Number one wholesaler in the country, see that? 2019. Yeah?
Did you borrow that jacket off somebody?
No, I bought it down there.
You the competition then?
To whom?
Him.
Nah. We like kicking a three-legged dog.
Next, things hot up as the orders come thick and fast.
All night. You've got to take 6 at a time, Tony.
He only gave me 3.
You better stick to that acting game, I tell you.
The Thames is busier than ever, not just on the water, but on its banks too. When the old Covent Garden got too congested, they moved the fruit and veg trade market south of the river, just 100 yards from the Thames. Most of the action takes place after midnight.
Tony, we've got a customer here. You can serve a customer.
Have you come up from Norwich today?
I certainly have.
How often do you do that?
5 nights a week.
Oh, it's a long drive, isn't it?
Well, it's 110 miles door to door.
Yeah.
We do know that because we've done it a few years.
So, what do you want
Can't
tonight?
take his order, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You going to take me order?
Yeah.
Lovely job. For Mr. Fruity, because I buy for another person as well, so I want 7.
Mr. Fruity?
Yeah, Mr. Fruity in Norwich.
You're not taking a mick?
And I'm not, no.
Mr. Fruity,
I require
yeah.
7 watercress for him.
Yeah.
Are you training to be a salesman?
Training?
Or you are a salesman?
Yeah.
Oh, that's jolly good. We'll have 4 by 4 kilo bean sprouts,
Yeah.
2 watercress,
2 watercress. Yeah.
30 small cup. Now, you don't know what small cup are, do you?
Oh, I know, I do. It's the mushrooms.
Mushroom, that's
Yeah.
it, you've got it. And that's it for tonight?
You sure?
Yeah.
We've got some other lovely
Yeah, I know
stuff
you have,
here.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Go well.
Thank you.
Right, time to get down to business.
7 boxes of watercress we want.
Yes. Watercress is over there.
Yeah. 4 by 4 kilo of bean sprouts. You're keeping up here, Tony. Yeah. Come on, hurry up. I've lost the order, hang on, where is it? I've lost the order. Oh, is this it? Hang on, no, it's all right, I got it. 2 more watercress and 30 small cup. God, all night.
You've got to take 6 at a time, Tony.
He only gave me 3.
You better stick to that acting game, I tell you. They are.
more.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
30
6.
we want.
All that he's going to do is back in here. Come on, hurry up, Tony. Put it on there straight.
How many more do you want?
I don't know, I've lost count. I'll go and I'll tell you. 15, 20, 24. 6 more left. Just 2 more we need now.
Oh, you can tell you don't wrap your sandwiches up.
Oh, you're back, are you?
Come on.
I keep whacking my bum on the
You
lettuces.
swallowed that Savoy there.
It's ready to go.
Yes!
Job done.
Job's done. Easy, wasn't it?
Easy, mate.
I don't think I've ever been in a working environment like this before in the whole of my life. Everything's off you go, mate. Everything's really relaxed.
Lovely, just over here, Tony, on this vehicle here.
And then suddenly it's kind of chaos for about 3 hours. And then, poof, it's all over. And it's incredibly exciting, and the people are absolutely brilliant, and I had a great time. Just one thing, I don't want to see another one of these for the rest of my life.
Fantastic.
Are we done?
We're done, Tony. Thanks very much for your help.
That's all right.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you down in New Covent Garden Market.
Oh, I loved it.
Great stuff.
See you guys.
Take care.
Thanks a
Bye,
lot.
pal.
Cheers, Tony.
Oh, I think that's time for bed. It's not just the banks of the river that are busier than ever. The waters of the Thames are an important conduit for trade and transport. The Thames has always been London's superhighway, but by the beginning of the 20th century, if you tried to navigate it, you'd be taking your life in your hands. So a new organisation was set up to try and make sense of the chaos on the river, and that was the Port of London Authority. And it's been doing just that ever since. The Port of London Authority, or PLA, ensures people can use the water safely between Teddington and the Thames estuary for business and pleasure. One of their key tasks is providing specialist pilots to help ships navigate the trickier stretches of the Thames. Today, they're handling a very special vessel.
The machine that is coming upriver today is absolutely massive. It's 68 metres by 28 metres. Took over a year just planning to get it here. But the responsibility for bringing it through the narrowest and busiest part of the River Thames lies fairly and squarely on the shoulders of one guy, the Port of London Authority pilot.
This strange-looking vessel is a gargantuan barge. They're used to transport everything from submarines to construction machinery, like today's cargo. That vast blue cylinder is a £15 million, 780-tonne tunnelling machine called Selina. Once delivered, she'll begin work digging a new sewer under London. Selina's journey started 187 miles away in Rotterdam. One PLA pilot picked her up in the North Sea, another brought her from Gravesend to Rainham, and now a third is taking on the challenge of bringing her from Woolwich into Chambers Wharf in central London.
He's way out there somewhere, so I'm going to hitch a lift with this PLA boat to check out how he deals with handling that giant machine. Thank you.
I'm not joining the pilot himself. Instead, I've got the best seat in the house with Terry Lawrence. He's spent an entire year planning every detail of this epic operation. All he can do now is watch the final stage with me. It's a journey lined with obstacles.
It's like a floating Battersea power station.
But those four legs sticking up are a crucial part of the plan for when the barge finally docks.
They go down into the Thames.
Yes. They'll go down, it's estimated about 7 to 8 metres into the riverbed. Then the barge itself will raise out the water and come level with the berth at Chambers Wharf. So the machine can be rolled off from down a ramp.
For that plan to work, the pilot must time his arrival very precisely to fit in with the tide. And there isn't much leeway.
We need to be there around about 15 minutes after high water, ideally. And so he'll be running those calculations through his mind. As we progress through the passage, he'll be constantly rerunning those calculations to make sure we're still going to arrive at the time he wants and adjusting the speed so that we do that.
So they have to keep up a steady pace. Terry's made sure there are no large ships in the way, but there are other obstacles.
Is that the Thames barrier up ahead?
Yes, that's correct. The two green lights are the gate which has been selected for the tug and tow to go through. And on the other side of that gate will be two red crosses to indicate other vessels not to come out through that gate.
That would be one almighty crash.
The gap doesn't appear to be that much wider than the platform. Has anything ever scraped them?
Yes, we had a cruise ship touched one once. They've now got fenders on.
But the PLA pilot navigates his way smoothly past this latest challenge.
It's weird, it looks so stately coming into London now, doesn't it?
Then, just as everything seems to be going according to Terry's plan, he gets a call.
I don't understand how it's suddenly grown.
If you don't mind finding out who, and we can check.
Yeah.
It's all been very leisurely up till now, and suddenly everyone's on the alert, they're all on their phones. I'm not sure if there's an issue, but certainly the energy level has risen.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
If you can find out, we need confirmation.
Yeah, okay, got you.
I'm afraid I've got to leave my phone on.
You've got to leave your phone on because?
Because we had an issue. The message came from the pilot, so the leg's 62 metres high. All the drawings and the plans we've made are for 52 high.
When you say the legs?
Yeah, those jack-up legs. And she can't go under the cable car at 62.
Terry's careful plans have all been based on the shorter measurements for the legs, and that's a major problem, because just up the river they need to pass under this, the Greenwich cable car, a 1 kilometre long tourist attraction, and and there's not much clearance.
So what's going to happen?
We could send her back to get it sorted out.
It could be an almighty cock-up.
Selina's a vital piece of equipment for a multi-billion-pound construction project. To turn her back now because of a 10-metre miscalculation would be disastrous.
The pilot isn't half going to get into trouble, though, if you get to the cable car and they go ping.
Well, yes, that doesn't really bear thinking about.
For the next 10 minutes, we can only watch and wait nervously. Then
A new message. OK, well, I've now received a confirmation email that it is actually what we've been planning on.
Whee!
turns out the updated information the pilot was given wasn't accurate.
So it was just a casual conversation between the pilot and a member of the crew?
They thought they just asked for confirmation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the person they asked appeared to not to know and made a figure up.
And after all that, a relieved Terry and I watch as the giant legs pass safely under the cable car.
It'll be a very interesting ride for some of those people in those gondolas.
Sailed under.
The PLA pilot is now 6.5 hours into his journey. From Greenwich, he navigates past the Isle of Dogs and Canary Wharf and into Bermondsey, where Chambers Wharf, his final destination, awaits.
How do you feel about the fact it's finally arrived, Terry?
Still got a little bit of a way to go, I'm afraid.
Until now, the pilot's been using the tide to help push the cargo upstream. Now he needs to use the turning of the tide to help him dock.
From the pilot's point of view, is this quite complex, berthing it now?
It is, has to be very careful. The tide now is just starting to ebb, which is coming against us. And if it gets too big an angle on that barge, it will sweep in too quickly.
It's a delicate procedure. Crowds begin to gather to witness this supersized parking job.
It's not going quite right at the moment. This is what I would call a wobble.
And the tide is turning all the time.
It's really quite a small space it's got to get into.
It's looking to me as though they're turning it around. But
Turning it around 180 degrees?
Looks like it now, but I don't know whether that means they're taking it back out again or not.
It's like when you're trying to get into a small space in the car park and you have to go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. But I think they've only got a short time that they can do this in because the tide is it rising or going down? The
Starting to fall now.
It's starting to fall.
Time's ticking and the tide won't wait. Then, finally, Terry's 12 months of meticulous planning pay off. Selina has landed.
I bet the pilot's feeling pretty relieved now, isn't he?
I should think he's feeling a lot more relaxed than he was 20 minutes ago anyway. But it's a good job. Perfect landing.
Pilot Richard Zylstra and trainee pilot Bill Klein come on board to tell me what it was like running the gauntlet.
Although it looks very big, it's actually quite light. So it's basically like pulling a piece of plywood behind a boat. It's like it's going all over the place.
It's right on the turn of the tide, so it's kind of difficult to know exactly what the tide's going to do with it.
We were thinking, what are they doing? They're just supposed to go in and park it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not that easy sometimes.
It certainly isn't.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you. I did find it fascinating talking to the pilots. They have to stay very relaxed, but they're actually being confronted by very, very complex problems. And things could go wrong, and they could go smack into the overhead rails, or they could go wham into the bank, and all that really precious cargo could go along with it. But they just tell it like it is and stay cool. Very impressive.
Next, Paralympians push the boundaries upstream.
On your marks.
Get set.
Go. Come on, mate, you've got 30 seconds.
The Thames isn't just busy with cargo and businesses. It's home to over 400 sporting events, and it's an important training ground for some of our top athletes. I've come to Marlow in Buckinghamshire. This 13th century manor house, Bisham Abbey, is now a national sports centre where some of our rowing elite live and train. I'm meeting one of its most famous former residents. Dame Catherine Granger is Britain's most decorated female Olympian. She joined the British rowing team in 1999 and lived at the Abbey for 10 years. In that time, she picked up quite a bit of the history of the place.
This is called Bisham Abbey, right? But it's not an abbey.
No,
Never
it's
has
not.
been.
It's not. It's officially a manor house built around 13th century. Henry VIII had it at one point. Bought it for Anne of Cleves. She got it in the divorce settlement.
Oh, they'd only been married a few months. He was bribing her to get rid of her.
I mean, this is nice. Get there. At least she kept her head and the house,
Yeah.
so she got everything.
Can we see your room from here?
That window right up there.
Yeah.
Overlooking the river. That was home.
Ah.
I know.
The Thames is your river, really, isn't it?
Ah, well, yeah, I'm sure it's many, many people's river, to be fair, but I have spent, enormous amounts of years, many, many hours. There are some wonderful moments when you're just in the middle of that river and, you know, it's just you and the boat and nothing else and no one else around you. You're just in the heart of nature. You know, it's the Thames, it's like any piece of water. Some days it's your best friend and it's calm and it's welcoming and you can't wait to get out in it. Other days, in the depths of winter, you know, it's a torrent, it's running fast, there's eddies everywhere, it's got a darker personality, but I think that's what I love about it. It's different every single time you see it.
It's funny that you should say that, because I've just been walking up and down it for the last 2 years.
Of course.
But I feel that way about it now.
Yeah.
Training on the Thames laid the foundations for Catherine's phenomenal success.
How many Olympics did you take part in?
I covered 5 Olympics.
And how many gold medals did you get?
1 medal from each of the games I did, so
Yeah.
5 in total, and a bunch of world titles in between that.
A bunch of world titles.
A few gatherings here and
You're
there.
so modest.
I loved it. I honestly, I loved my time as an athlete. It
Yeah.
was such a brilliant time. Olympic and Paralympic sport was just coming into its incredible period of recognition and celebration in this country, and to be part of that world was so special.
Catherine trained just along the river, at the club that was also home to 5 times Olympic gold medalist Sir Steve Redgrave and scores of other successful British rowers.
Marlow Rowing Club is one of the top rowing clubs in the country as far as winning medals at competitions is concerned. But it's also become a hub for Paralympic stars of the past, present and hopefully the future.
I'm here to meet 2 of them. 6 times world champion and British Paralympian Naomi Riches is another gold medalist. She's been training here for 15 years, and today she's using me as a sat-nav.
What's my job then, Naomi?
Well, you're going to be my eyes on the river today. With my visual impairment, I can't, like most scullers can, look over their shoulder and take a snapshot of where I'm going, which is how most people steer. So you're going to have to be telling me whether to pull on my left side, my right side, and if I need to stop because I'm about to crash, just shout.
Did you have this impairment when you started rowing?
Yes, I was diagnosed when I was 8 weeks old with achromatopsia, which means I have absolutely no colour vision. I struggle with bright lights, hence the hat and the glasses when it's not particularly sunny. And I can't judge depth and distance and the speed of moving objects, so hence you being my eyes today.
And you actually trust me to do that?
Of course I do, absolutely.
Crazy fool.
Naomi, do I tell you when to start or do you tell me?
You tell me.
OK, clear if you go now.
I should have checked my boat was ready first.
I didn't realise she'd be going quite this fast. You can go right, just a tickle.
Maybe I'm getting the hang of this.
Even! You can work a bit harder if you like.
Thanks.
This is a working river, and Naomi's boat is tiny and quite unstable compared to the other vessels.
Right or you'll die. On the left.
The harder I try, the worse I seem to get.
Right.
Is that right or right?
No, I mean right as in
yes.
Everything's all right.
Oh, it's such a relief when we can finally return to dry land. What does rowing mean to you?
For me, it's independence. You know, from this club, especially from Marlow, it's just, if you want to get on the water, we're going to make it happen. Doesn't matter your age, your disability, your ability, we're going to make it happen. We'll get you out on that river. And we love our Thames. We're so lucky.
Naomi and Catherine have already added to the medal tally at Marlow. Hoping to join them is Kingsley Ijoma, who moved to the UK from Nigeria when he was 14.
So I had polio. I was disabled when I was 9 months old. So
my legs are very weak, so I have to get around with a wheelchair. So what I need is to train the upper body so I can use the power of my arms to represent the push in my legs.
That's been made possible by the special rowing equipment they've developed here.
What I'm doing here is a fixed seat, so I'm strapped onto it, which gives me the balance I need to just use my upper body.
How have you done competitively so far?
So last year I qualified for the Paralympics.
Oh, you qualified for Tokyo?
Yeah, so Tokyo will be 2021.
He'll become the first ever male African rower to compete in the Paralympics.
Can I get in that one?
Yeah, sure. Let's have a go.
Well, I want to do it like you.
Yep, so you're going to be rowing arms only. Yep, so have your knees locked and straight.
Okay, yep. When you first started, did they just sort of chuck you into a boat in the water and send you off?
No, it's actually a funny story. The first time I got introduced to rowing, I thought adaptive rowing would mean just rowing on a machine like this. I had no idea that I could go out on the water.
Oh, really?
Not at all.
It must have been a bit of a liberation then when you were first allowed on the water.
Oh, absolutely. It was a massive freedom.
Well, I can hear you panting, so I'll stop now.
While Kingsley's getting ready for the river, I'm meeting John Stevenson, a volunteer responsible for some of the innovations. Kingsley's seat, adapted from a coxswain's seat, was his work.
I know people have said that your designs have been game-changing. Was it this one in particular?
Yes, it went out on the internet and I understand other people have copied it, so...
You are very modest. How old are you, John?
81.
Are there many other people still rowing at this club at that kind of age?
When I became 80, just after my 80th birthday, I'd said, how many others are in the club? And we managed to get an 8 out, all of us 80 years of age. And one of the young girls coxed us, and she was quite surprised how well it went.
Why do you still keep coming here?
When you're on the river, in a boat and paddling along, there's nothing to beat it, being out in the open air and such like.
Down by the water, Kingsley's raring to go. And John's seat's crucial, because without it, Kingsley's unable to sit up.
So now I'm going to do a 500-metre sprint upstream, so it's a bit harder. So I'm hoping to do it in maybe 3 minutes or so.
3 minutes?
Yep.
I'll time you.
That is the target.
OK.
Kingsley competes at 2,000 metres, but he trains at a variety of lengths. Now, I haven't stepped into a scene from the Vicar of Dibley.
This is Bisham Parish Church, and that door is 500 metres from the starting point at Marlow Rowing Club. So, Kingsley, on your marks, get set, go. I can see him, and it's actually only 1 minute 17 gone. I only rowed for about 1 minute 45 just using my arms, and by the end of that I was completely bushed. Come on, mate, you've got 30 seconds.
Come on, Kingsley.
I think he's going to do it. And that's it. You done it. Well done. 2:42.
2:42, OK.
Are you pleased with that time?
I am very pleased with that time, yeah. But I had the pressure on just to impress you. I hope I did.
Oh, you did impress me, yeah.
Kingsley is part of Marlow's future, and I think that's looking pretty impressive too. Back in central London, it's as hectic as ever. As the river and its banks get busier, so do the crossings that are essential for the smooth transport of goods and people. When that bridge there, the Queen Elizabeth II, was opened in 1991, it was designed to ease the congestion at the Dartford crossing. Like so much else in our world, it soon got busier and busier. So now, plans are underway for a brand new crossing about 5 miles downriver from here, and that will be known as the Lower Thames crossing. It's intended to ease the strain on Britain's busiest motorway, the M25, as well as helping with the distribution of freight from nearby docks and from Europe to and from the Midlands, Wales and the north. It's an immense engineering challenge, the longest road tunnel in Britain. It'll carry a pair of 3-lane carriageways for 2.5 miles below the surface of the Thames. Above it will rush 15,000 gallons of water a second. Once green-lit, it would be the biggest road project in the UK since the M25, which is why this is all there is to see of the route now.
I know completing big projects always seems to take forever, but when you come to think of it, it's a bit like when you're building a skyscraper. You've got to get the foundations right, and that takes a long time. But then once that's done, whoosh, the rest of it can go up pretty quickly.
Geologist Emma Toms is one of the team making sure they do get it right.
Will the tunnel actually be under here?
Yeah, so it'll be under the ground at this point, yeah.
And the weather is yet another challenge.
I've got to stay away from the map because it's raining so hard that the water's dripping off onto it, yeah. All these little green and yellow circles, what are they?
So they're the exploratory hole positions, so they will be a position where we will put a rig.
There are over 700 of these drilling sites, each painstakingly taking multiple rock samples. They've been doing this for 2 years and have already extracted thousands of cores. They're not the first engineers to face the challenge of tunnelling under the Thames. Tunnelling under the Thames. 1825. Isambard Kingdom Brunel and his father Mark, the greatest engineering minds of their age, find inspiration from the humble shipworm Teredo Novalis. They copy it to create the world's first tunnelling shield, digging at the front, building at the rear. It takes 18 years, but the world's first underwater tunnel is completed in 1843, joining Rotherhithe to Wapping, a wonder of the age. Now, the year is 1897, and the Blackwall Tunnel becomes the longest underwater tunnel in the world. Fast forward 66 years, and the Dartford Tunnel is opened. 28 years later, capacity is raised by opening Europe's largest cable-supported bridge. The bridge and tunnels were designed for 135,000 vehicles a day. Now they carry up to 155,000, making Dartford Britain's busiest crossing. If the Lower Thames crossing is to join these feats, the core samples must give up their secrets in the lab. And what a lab. It's like something out of Indiana Jones, except he was an archaeologist. Here we have geologists, scientists and engineers, all busy discovering exactly what type of ground the tunnel will go through, which will affect its design.
And this is where the cores come to once you've got them out of the ground?
Yeah, so on this side is where we've got the long-term storage of all of the cores.
It's a lot of cores, isn't it?
Yes, we've got hundreds of metres of core that's been drilled over the last couple of years.
I've dug loads of archaeological sites in my time, but handling rock from deep underground is a new one on me.
And so this is what the rock looks like.
This is really the same sort of texture as cream cheese, isn't it?
And when they're tunnelling, they'll be going through quite weak chalk.
All of the tunnel will involve boring through chalk, but north of the river, that chalk layer is buried under clay.
Oh yeah, this is very different from the other one.
So this is an example of London clay, and a lot of the infrastructure in central London has its foundations built in this.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. It's more like chocolate, isn't it? Is this easy to drill?
Yeah, so a lot of the tunnels that are in London, especially the London Underground, are tunnelled through this type of material. And because clay is impermeable, it's quite easy to tunnel through because the clay doesn't let the water through.
So do we have less underground on the south of the river because it's not made of London clay?
Yeah, exactly. In the past, when we didn't have the technology, it would have been much harder to drill through chalk because there would have been water coming into the tunnel.
Having all these different scientists and geologists in one place brings particular benefits.
If they find something that's slightly unusual in a core, they can discuss it and yeah, share that knowledge.
Do you have showtime like in primary school?
Yeah, they actually do. Wednesday afternoons, they sort of bring a show and tell, and they can talk about the things that they found that week that might be interesting for everyone else working on the project.
That is very cute. This is a colossal project. Anyone who lives or works around here knows how difficult it is to get from the East Midlands and East Anglia and South East England across to the west. And frankly, if you're a lorry driver, it's virtually impossible to cross the Thames anywhere in London. But as is the case with all projects like this, there are many, many voices involved in the ultimate decision. One thing's for sure, though, if it does get the go-ahead, the work of Emma and her team will provide the foundations for the build to go smoothly and successfully. Next, I win the oldest man in the yard contest.
You're younger than me, you can bend down, I can't.
All right. How old are you?
72.
I'm 73.
Oh, well, I'll bend down then.
Yeah. To the casual eye, the banks of the Thames are one long strip of congested prime real estate. But if you know where to look, there are still small businesses holding tight to their choice riverside positions. London has a proud history of shipbuilding. On Eel Pie Island, near Richmond, Kenny Dwan's boatyard has been a working yard for over 100 years.
Kenny! Hello there, good morning to you.
What are you doing, Kenny?
I'm trying to wash this boat off to get rid of all this rust. So, if you would like to take control...
Yeah, well...
Oh, yeah. Now you're doing it. Not coming too close, you'll spray me.
No, I should think not.
Lovely.
Why are we doing this?
We're preparing the boat for the surveyor to come in.
This boat is one Kenny built many years ago. The client's now hoping to buy it and have Kenny and his lads convert it into a houseboat.
Oh, it's really coming away now.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. You can come here full time.
The survey's like the one you get to check everything's OK before buying a house. It's being carried out by John Heath.
My job is basically see whether the structure of the boat is good. If it's got rusty plates and we brought it out here and they purchased it, they could be into £40,000 or £50,000 worth of plate work.
Blimey. John starts with a basic check.
It's a bit like being a piano tuner. We go round and we...
And was that all right?
Yeah, it's good.
I'll take his word for it.
We're just going to now...
Then things start to get a bit more high-tech.
Rust flew out, didn't it?
If you're a pregnant woman, it will be the same stuff that you use. Press it on, hold it.
We're checking the thickness of the hull to see how much has rusted away.
Yeah, 4.8.
4.8, so that's good.
If this boat's hull was brand new, it'd be 5 millimetres thick.
Yep, 4.6.
So that's a 4.6 reading. That's what I'd expect.
So far, this hull's looking shipshape. Across the yard, Kenny's busy with the next job.
We've got a boat coming up this afternoon that weighs about 90 tonne. So if you would like to hold that tape and keep it on the end one there,
yep.
I'll walk down the slip.
To the far end or the near end of this?
Your end.
OK.
Can you tell us in pounds, shillings and pence?
42 foot.
That's it, that's perfect.
This is so good, living history using tried and trusted technology. Today, much of the work is servicing the houseboats that have grown in popularity recently.
How do you get the boat up onto this?
This will be lowered right the way down into the water.
Oh, I see, this whole thing moves.
The whole lot goes down the slipway, yeah.
Yeah.
And then as the tide comes in, we float the boat on, then we winch it right up.
Does the tide come up this way then?
It goes right up past where you're standing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a really simple technology, isn't it? That people must have been using for donkey's years.
Well, this yard's been here over 100 years. These trolleys are the same trolleys.
Ken is in his element, surrounded by all this lovely old stuff.
And the only next job we've got to do is grease the wheels. If you're younger than me, you can bend down, I can't.
All right. How old are you?
72.
I'm 73.
Oh, well, I'll bend down then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this side, Tony.
Right, go on, give it a squeeze. Oh, lovely. OK. How many boatyards are there around here?
Up here, there are only 2. On the whole stretch of the Thames, there are 4.
That's not many, is it?
No. Well, the land is worth so much money. They earn more money out of building houses and flats than they do out of running a boatyard. It's getting to the point, if we lose any more boatyards, anyone that's got a boat in England will have to go over to Holland or Belgium or France.
But if there's only 4 left, does that mean you're going to be able to work in a week?
That means we're full up now till the middle and end of next year.
Kenny comes from a long line of rivermen going back 500 years.
Keep the rope there, but just jump aboard. And then just slack that off as she comes, but don't let it go.
Some of his team have been with him for 2 decades.
They're good old boys, your boys, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been here a few years. If you ever turn round the handrail, go right to the stern end and just hold her on that handrail.
As the tide rises, Kenny's team are themselves a well-oiled machine.
Well, they started doing this about 1 o'clock. It's now 4:05. But the way they've just ever so elegantly sneaked such a long boat round and through that gap. Time-consuming, but quite brilliant.
And with her finally in position,
Up we go!
she's hoisted in using the original 150-ton winch that's been pulling boats onto this slip since 1907.
A few mussels on there as well. We had a boat come up here once. As we pulled it out, there was water squirting out in all directions. I thought, bloody thing must be rotten. It was all the freshwater mussels. I was
squirting
out the water out. Oh, thank God for that, yeah.
If only the timbers of the yard could talk, what stories would they tell? But I'm wondering just how much longer Kenny will want to do this.
Any developers come to you, want to buy the yard?
Oh, quite a few.
What do you say to them?
Thank you, but no thank you, you know. It's only money, isn't it?
You're not really a spring chicken, are you?
No, I'm getting on a bit now. My 2 sons tell me I must retire. But it ain't easy, you know. It's lovely to work on people's pride and joys and send them away feeling happy, and that's my buzz from it.
I reckon Kenny's got it sorted. Find something you like doing and keep doing it for as long as you can.
Whoa!
Next time,
here we go.
I cause havoc on the Thames. On a voyage of discovery.
They're just on the horizon.
To find the most surreal.
Why am I doing this?
Daring.
It's madness.
And radical ideas.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Phew!
Inspired by the river.
Yeah, you do the easy one. I did the up. My biceps really hurt.